thank you very much. I'm Ken Gordon. I'm the CEO of Quantum Silicon. We are a Canadian company based in Alberta. And we are in the business of changing the way computing devices are made by replacing transistors with patterns of our unique silicon quantum dots. As you know, the transistor has been the workhorse of the computing business now for half a century, and it is running out of space. The transistors are making too much heat, and they are using too much energy, so the industry has run out of its Moore's Law path. QSI's intention and mission is to allow the industry to return to its Moore's Law path by replacing transistors with, as I say, patterns of our atomic silicon quantum dots. And at the top right-hand corner of this arc, you will see our 6-atom OR gate, which is now up and running. So you will appreciate that strategically the idea of entering the semiconductor business is a challenging one. It is arguably the world's most complex business in the history of business. It's got a value chain that's dozens of layers deep and dozens of layers wide. So we've decided strategically to enter the industry, enter the business by developing some quantum accelerators or quantum ASICs that use our easy access to quantum effects to make ASICs that are 100 times, or at least 100 times more energy efficient and 100 times faster than their transistor-based equivalents. Our devices are all silicon and all electronic. There are no exotic materials, no diamond, no photonic sources, and they are therefore completely compatible with conventional CMOS devices on the same chip or on chiplets. Behind all this sits our proprietary atomically precise manufacturing technology that we are, if I may be un-Canadian for a moment, the best in the world at. And now being Canadian, I apologize for saying that. We have developed we use atomic or machine learning, artificial intelligence techniques to fully automate the atomically precise manufacturing system so that it is scalable now to the point where we can produce devices in the millions of devices a year. Not in the billions, but in the millions, which is enough to get us into business. Our first products are a quantum sensor, specifically a quantum magnetometer that has power consumption in the microwatts range, is vibration insensitive, and is chip-sized, so it's easily deployed in portable applications. The other device we're working on is a quantum random number generator. We have an entropy source that is nearly perfect. It consists of the tunneling of electrons between two of our quantum dots, and because it's nearly perfect entropy source, the theoretical maximum output is about 100 gigabits per second, but we aren't looking at more than 20 gigabits per second, which is about 20 times faster than competing devices available in the market today. The market is for these two devices is quite large. The magnetometer is greater than a $3 billion a year market, and we're currently exploring with manufacturers where the best fits are for our particular devices. The random number generator market, as you know, is very large and growing rapidly because of the threat from the quantum computers that we're hearing about today. We have two companies that are already interested in incorporating our device into their product line, Niobium Microsystems, which is a US-based company that makes specialized ASICs for the Defense Department, and Quintessence Labs in Australia, which is one of the leaders in the cybersecurity space. They already have their own quantum random number generator, but they are wanting to collaborate with us to incorporate our device into their system. So the path to market is to focus on early adopters right now, but ultimately we will initially be making the devices ourselves. We have a relationship with a Quebec-based fab house that will make it possible for us to get to to get to prototypes within a year, and they can probably also do our initial manufacturing for us. But ultimately, the manufacturing will be done in conventional houses like TSMC or Intel. We have 16 patents covering our basic devices, also covering our devices themselves and the manufacturing technology. We have over $10 million worth of lab and manufacturing equipment, and the initial manufacturing is already in place. Our development path has consisted of several years of under-the-radar work, and we came out of stealth in 2020, 2021, and we're now raising our first pre-seed or first seed round, $2 million, which we'd like to close this year or early next, and $8 million in 2023, which will be enough to get us to our first prototype devices. We are a very experienced management team, and we have behind us a very talented development team. What we want to use this first round for is to expand that development team. We've already got 3 or 4 people that are that want to be hired. And I'm out of time.
Any questions from our judges? You mentioned TSMC and Intel as your sort of scale-up manufacturing, but they're not going to be interested in small volume.
No, that's why we're working with this Quebec fab for the small volume.
Thanks. I missed that.
Should we open
Yes,
up
I've
to
answered
the
all your
audience?
questions.
Yeah, here we have a question back here in the back.
Sure.
Oh, here's one from the judge, and then maybe
Just a quick one on business model. Like
Beg your
it'll be
pardon?
like a
Business
model, like a typical fab.
We are initially going to be manufacturing ourselves, so that the CMOS portion can be done anywhere, and then we do the atomic scale portion ourselves. Ultimately, though, we want to become a semiconductor IP company, licensing out our designs and our manufacturing technology to others. This is too big a market and too big a challenge for us to take on ourselves. Unless you've got $1 billion for me, I will.
Well, the government's giving the rebates today.
thank you.
Yeah, hi. I was a little confused about whether you're talking about replacing conventional transistor technology or about whether you're talking about building sensors or whether sensors is a step on that ladder, on that other direction. And also, if this is so great, how come, this is the standard question, if this is so great, how come Intel and TSMC and any number of other semiconductor companies aren't pursuing this route to revitalize chip manufacturing, chip performance?
Well, they may be through collaboration with us. That's the glib answer to your question. The less glib is that we have been in talks with some of the manufacturers already. They are on their own 5- and 10-year paths, and their transistor manufacturing is getting more and more difficult and more expensive. The cost per transistor has not been falling now for the last 5 years. In fact, I think cost per transistor is rising, although the cost per cycle may be falling, I'm not sure, but certainly not on a yield-adjusted basis. So yes, we would like to be collaborating with them. We have had meetings with some of them. Some of them may be wanting to invest in us in this round, but that's our ultimate goal.
But it is to build conventional microprocessor logic.
Yes and no. The magnetometer is a quantum device. The random number generator is also a quantum device, but these need to be incorporated into conventional devices in order to be marketed.